studying, so I'm hoping eventually to be done with the exams, but for now anyway, I'm still studying every fall. I'm currently the Assistant Vice President of Product Development at Midland National Life Insurance Company. It's a company in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been there my entire career since I graduated in 1999 from the University of Sioux Falls. Some of the experiences I've had that have helped me prepare for review seminars, I have been a question writer on, I believe it's 3 or 4 different exams. I've also been a question grader on 3 or 4 different exams. So I'm going to try and give you that perspective as we go through the next few days, and hopefully that will help out. A little bit about myself personally. Like I said, I live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which, how many of you live or are in a metropolitan area that has more than 600,000 people? Most, half of you. So that's how many people live in the state of South Dakota. So you can imagine it's a little smaller. Sioux Falls is about 150,000 people, and it's the largest city in 4 states. So not a lot of people, but it is a nice place to live. I've been married for just over 10 years, and my wife and I have a daughter. This will be the only time I'll throw in my picture, but this is our daughter, Alexandra. She will turn 2 in November. So we have a lot of fun, and my wife is actually, this is the first of the 5 seminars that she hasn't had a chance to join me, so you won't see her here, but that's because she's going on a 10-day vacation next week, and she didn't think she should take off 15 days in a row. So just a little bit about what you can expect over the next couple of days. First of all, the first thing that I'm going to commit to is we are going to cover the entire syllabus. So that's a pretty daunting task when you think of the fact that there's roughly 1,800 pages. So we're going to try and cover all of that in the next 4.5 days. How many of you are not, or excuse me, how many of you are signed up for the online seminar? You've taken at least some of the online seminar? Okay, most of you. So you may say, well, what you're going to find is over the next 4.5 days, a lot of the information we cover is very similar to what you're going to find in the online seminar. Well, what value then does a live seminar bring? Well, I think it does one thing specifically, is it helps to sit in one room for 4.5 days and put it all together. You use the online seminar and you kind of break it up. This is going to hopefully give you a big picture of what is covered in the syllabus. It's going to give you an opportunity to kind of put the different pieces together. And we'll talk a little bit more as we go along. That's going to be really important for this essay exam, because that really has a big impact on how you do in the exams, being able to connect different pieces of the syllabus and take what you learned in one section and be able to apply it in another. We'll talk a little bit more specifically later about what that entails. But another thing that's going to hopefully be helpful for you as we go through the next day is there's going to be a number of practice problems or homework problems that you're going to be able to do. Now, I look at this as having 2 benefits. Yes, it's going to be helpful to look at practice problems and do it, but I think it's going to be even more helpful to look at the grading outlines and to really talk through how the grading outlines are used, what some of the strategies you can use, and to get as much out of the exams that you can. Now, how many of you have yet to, this is your first essay exam, you've never had an opportunity to pass an essay exam before? Okay, over half. I think that's probably going to be one of the biggest benefits for you as you go through this seminar, is really learning about the essay exams, because they're a whole lot different than the multiple choice exam. So there's going to be some new things you're going to need to take into account, some new things to get used to, and hopefully through the next 4.5 days we'll be able to cover most of that. But the bottom line as we go through this is that we want to do everything we can to help you pass. And obviously that's everyone's goal this year. But because of that, we are going to keep our focus in on the exam. There's a lot of the topics that we're going to be covering where there's the syllabus may not be completely clear, or there may be questions that you have. We're going to keep our focus on the exam, what it's going to take to pass the exam. So if there's a question that comes up that it's a good question, but I think it's not going to help you pass the exam, I'm going to say let's cover that later. So just want to keep our focus on the exam, get the most value out of the seminar so that we can help you pass, because that's our goal here. So that's a little bit about the expectations. Let's talk a few housekeeping items.